Hello everyone, it's me, Nicole, your electrolysis goddess, and continuing our series of everything you need to know about certain parts of the body for electrolysis. Today I would like to talk about underarms. Oh, how I love the underarms and electrolysis. Let me tell you why. The underarms are one of the few areas on the body that we can I'm not going to say perfectly, but quite accurately tell you roughly how many hours total for your whole entire life you can become completely free of underarm hair. Now, that range is wild because some people, if you've had laser and it worked beautifully on your underarms, you may only need 4 or 6 hours total for your whole life to clear out your underarms. If you are a hairy little person like I was, or someone who didn't do laser, or you're not a candidate for laser, you've got blonde hair, you've got red hair, you've got dark hair with dark skin, and the laser is not effective for you, or you tried it and it wasn't effective for you, I usually, as I've said before about laser versus electrolysis and where, I usually say from the belly or the boobs up. Electrolysis is almost always going to be the most effective for you. Now, if you're a hairy person, you could need with underarms anywhere between 12 total hours and 26 total hours. And that is a wild range. I was way up there in that high end. I was probably 26 hours of treatment with my electrologist. Now, everybody's different. Everyone uses a different technique. Everyone has a different speed. But just knowing that, you can say to yourself, okay, this is how I'm going to prepare. Usually when I clear both sides of the underarms, then I just want to see you once a month for a clean out on both sides until it's gone. And it's amazing how well it works. You know, when I had my underarms done with electrolysis, I literally was like, oh, this is a nice to have. As it turned out, it was a life-changing experience because I used to always have a dark shadow under my tank tops. I felt like every time I shaved, it was always rough. You could always see it was dark. And now my underarms are as smooth as a baby's bottom. I would show you right now, but I am in a parking lot of a beloved Whole Foods, and if I were to show you, it could look like I'm stripping for you, and that's not the best vision I want to give you from the electrolysis goddess. So in another episode, I shall show you my clean and smooth underarms. But in the meantime, as per usual, you want to prep the hairs. Shave 3 to 4 days before your appointment. Not 6, 7, 8, 10. Not 2 weeks ago I waxed. A beautiful clean shave. So when we talked about the life stage of a hair, we want to make sure that the hairs are in the right life stage. That's number 1. Number 2, I would start with underarms an hour at a time. That is tolerable, and in case it's uncomfortable for you, because I know for myself, underarms was among the most uncomfortable of the areas. And I use topical anesthetic. We've talked about that before. You can always use topical in advance. For me, it was a game changer. I loved it. So shave 3 to 4 days in advance, topical anesthetic 30 to 45 minutes beforehand, and get prepared to radically change your life in terms of ease, maintenance, never having to buy disposable razors, never having to think about it, no dark shadows. You could be camping, you could be stuck on a remote island and never have to worry about hairy underarms. And the other thing that I think is so cool about the underarms is because our sudoriferous glands live in these areas, our pheromones as they were. I love pheromones. I love the smell of a good person, good looking person, sexy person. But the stinky pheromones, because we've been sweating, we've been working out hard, I mean, we can kind of do without those, right? It's up to you, your choice. But the beautiful kind of unintended benefit of doing electrolysis on your underarms is because those sudoriferous glands are an offshoot of the hair follicle. You will find that there's no bacteria, very little, that's pooling where it used to pool at the base of the hair follicle. And as a result, you smell better. So for me, I don't wear deodorant at all anymore. And that was so awesome to not have to buy plastic containers of deodorant, not have to think about it. Now, I'll do it still from time to time if I have an important event, if I'm nervous about sweating, if I'm working out really hard. But generally speaking, it was a game changer. So now you know, I think everything you're probably going to want to ask. If you are subject to ingrown hairs, don't worry. Guess what? When we get rid of the hairs permanently, those ingrowns are going to go away. Same like bikini. I think we talked about this. So those are the things you need to know for underarm electrolysis. If you have any questions, like subscribe, leave me a question. I'm here to help. And in the meantime, I wish you, as always, especially in these crazy times, a happy and healthy day. Bye.